Let's talk about the single biggest mistake almost everyone makes when they try to learn something with AI, and exactly how you can fix it, like right now.
Sound familiar? We've all been there. You ask ChatGPT a question, it spits out this giant wall of text, you skim it, you feel kinda smart for a second, but then 5 minutes later, it's just gone. Poof. You haven't actually learned a thing.
But what if you could actually change that? Well, in the next few minutes, I'm going to give you 3 super specific prompts that turn ChatGPT into an absolute learning machine. And these aren't just productivity hacks, they're grounded in real cognitive science.
See, the problem is that most of us are stuck in this learning trap. We're treating ChatGPT like it's just a fancier Google, when it's something else entirely, something way more powerful.
Okay, so here's the big shift in thinking. On one hand, you've got the wrong way. Just asking for answers, passively reading, and then instantly forgetting. But the right way? That's about using it to decompress expertise, to actively explore a topic and build connections in your brain that actually stick around. You've got to go from being a spectator to being an explorer.
So this is the whole secret, right here. We need a new mental model. You have to stop thinking of it as an answer machine and start thinking of it as a compression engine.
So what in the world is cognitive compression? Well, it's how real learning happens. Your brain doesn't just store facts like a hard drive, right? It connects new stuff to what you already know. True understanding is when you've compressed the big ideas so well that you can unpack them and explain them yourself. And here's the magic. These AI tools let you see exactly how experts compress their knowledge, so you can copy their pattern.
So you're probably thinking, okay, that sounds cool, but how much of a difference does it really make? Well, this is where things get really interesting.
Get this. Years of research, all boiled down into something called Bloom's 2 sigma problem, found that an average student who gets one-on-one tutoring performs better than 98% of students in a normal classroom. That is the insane power of personalized teaching.
Just look at this gap. That's not a small improvement, that is a massive leap. We're talking going from perfectly average to the top of the class. And our goal with these next 3 techniques is to basically turn ChatGPT into that elite personal tutor for you 24/7.
All right, time to get our hands dirty. Technique number 1 is something called the abstraction ladder. The whole idea here is to see a concept from every angle at once, from how you'd explain it to a little kid all the way up to a world-class expert.
And here it is. This is the prompt that changes everything. Seriously, pause and copy this down. By asking for these 5 levels, you're not just getting a single answer, you're getting a complete roadmap that shows you exactly where your understanding starts to break down.
So, for example, let's try it with neural networks. For a 5-year-old, it's just teaching a dog tricks with treats. Simple. But then you climb the ladder to pattern recognition, then backpropagation, all the way up to this expert-level idea of differentiable programming. You get to see the entire spectrum of knowledge all at once.
Okay, moving on to technique number 2. Cross-domain analogies. Now this one is maybe my favorite because it's where the real aha moments happen. It's all about building these super strong memory anchors by connecting a new idea to something you already get, even if it's in a totally different field. And here's the prompt that works the magic. You're basically telling the AI, hey, find the deep, universal pattern in this one thing, and then show me where that exact same pattern shows up in all these other seemingly random places.
And this is where it gets kind of mind-blowing. Let's take chess strategy, right? Principles like control the center or coordinate attacks. You ask for analogies, and look what it finds. The same exact idea shows up in biology with cell receptors, in economics with controlling resources, and even in music theory. So suddenly you're not just learning a chess move, you're learning a universal principle of how complex systems work.
All right, our third and final technique is called iterative building. The big idea here is to stop asking for the finished product, which can be totally overwhelming. Instead, you get the AI to guide you, one tiny, testable piece at a time. This prompt structure is absolutely key. You're forcing the AI to be a teacher, not an answer key. You're saying, don't give me the fish, teach me how to build the fishing rod step by step. Each little step is a win. And honestly, this is where most people go wrong. They just take whatever the AI spits out first and move on, instead of really building their own understanding. So let's say you want to build a chess app. Step 1 isn't the whole thing. It's just, can I display a board and check if a move is legal? That's it. Once that works, then you ask for the next step, like adding a random opponent. Then you add some basic logic. Each piece builds on the last, and your knowledge gets cemented along the way. Okay,
So we have covered a lot of ground. But look, just knowing about these techniques isn't enough. Putting them into practice, that's what actually creates that 10x shift.
And if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. Real, deep understanding is just about efficient compression. Experts aren't some other species. They've just gotten really, really good at building these mental shortcuts. And now you have the tools to see their blueprints and copy them.
So I've got one action item for you. Do this tonight. Pick anything you're trying to learn right now. Use that first prompt, the abstraction ladder, and just find the level where it stops making sense, where you get a little lost. That spot right there, that's your new target.
So the only question left is, which one of these are you going to try first tonight? The abstraction ladder, the cross-domain analogies, or the iterative building? I'm curious to know.